I was at a Bitcoin meetup and I forgot my folder. I had a paper folder with private keys in it with Bitcoin on it, and I forgot it at that meetup. And I called Anthony Diorio on the phone and I said, Anthony, I forgot my folder, would you hold it for me? He said, sure. I said, I'll be at the next meetup. So after work, on the day of the meetup, I swung by the ATM machine to get about $1,000 in cash for the Bitcoin ATM. And I went to the meetup and I walk in and Anthony is there. And I said, oh, hey, Anthony, how's it going? Oh, do you have my folder? Yeah, thanks. I'm sorry, I forgot it. And he gives me the folder. And I said, yeah, I'm just going to get some, super cool. I'm just going to buy some Bitcoin on the ATM machine. And I'm about to start pumping this cash in. And he says, no, don't do that. Wait. He says, don't buy Bitcoin. What you need to buy is this thing called Ethereum. He says, come back on Tuesday night and check out this new thing called Ethereum. You got to see this. And he says, there's Vitalik over there, go meet Vitalik. And he introduced me to Vitalik. So that was really the beginning for me. And it turns out you had to own Bitcoin in order to buy the Ethereum anyway. And when you bought the Ethereum, you just got a JSON file. And you didn't actually, there was no Ethereum tokens. The Genesis block hadn't been mined yet, and there were no exchanges. There was only one cryptocurrency, and it was Bitcoin. And so, that was referred to, I think, as the Ethereum presale. But yeah, that's kind of how I met Vitalik and a few of the other guys like Anthony and even Gavin Wood and some of the others. It was all in that decentral building, just at these meetups, 1-2 nights a week. Vitalik was sort of unkempt. He looked, like he hadn't been taking care of himself, just like he had been coding for 6 months, which is probably true. He was kind of gaunt looking and, tall and he chose comfort over fashion. He wore sweatpants and kind of comfortable shoes and a sweatshirt or a t-shirt. And his hair was kind of messy and he had a lot of kind of acne and pimples and was not one bit concerned about his appearance at all. He only cared about one thing, and that was writing Ethereum. One time I was sitting there with him and we were talking about the buzz phrase or the catchphrase was like, oh, Ethereum's going to be this Turing-complete scripting language on the blockchain. And so we're all trying to figure out, well, what does that mean and what can you do with it? So we're trying to come up with ideas. Should we make a gambling site? Should we make an auction site? Should we make, we're trying a social network or whatever? We're just trying to think of things to do. We got talking about security, and he's explaining this concept of SHA-256. And I'm trying to wrap my head around how secure is this? And I'm thinking, well, what about, all the grains of sand on all the beaches in all the world and all the molecules of water and all of the snowflakes that have ever fallen all throughout all of human history, and you add all that number together and then multiply it by that number, surely that would be a bigger number than the permutations you could achieve through a SHA-256 security scheme. And he says, nope, not even close. He says, this security is way more secure than whatever that number is that you're referencing with the grains of sand on all the beaches and all the snowflakes and all that. And I thought that was really interesting. And then I said, well, I don't know. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around that. I'm not sure I buy that. And he says, well, let me show you this. And he's got this little netbook laptop. And the keys are worn out. And there's it's dirty, dusty and grimy, and there's bits of skin on the laptop, and it just looks like he's just been coding on it for 6 months. And he codes something up. He's in he's just in a terminal, and he codes something up, and he says, "Okay, watch this," and he hits enter. And I can't really even describe what I saw on the screen, but this cascade of letters and numbers, and it was somehow illustrating the security. It left a really serious impression on me about how he is able to visualize things that are programmatic. Vitalik, I just think he can see all the steps that need to happen, maybe in many, many dozens, or if not more than 100 steps in advance.